My name's Guy Kesteven. I've been a professional bike and kit tester for 25 years, and today I'm talking about French tyres for very fast people. And so this is the Michelin Force XC2 tyre. It's one of 3 tyres in their new racing range from the French Tyre Supremos. You've got, like I say, you've got the Force with a tread that's basically derived from their Force Enduro trail tyre. As you can see, sort of directional tread, but very low and a very round carcass and not much projection on those side knobs. And then for really, really fast riding with kind of minimal grip, you've got the Jet XC2. It's actually quite an old tread pattern, this. Very low. I mean, it basically just looks like quite a worn out tyre, but you can see very low profile tread, moulded around the carcass, and then this kind of diagonally staggered, well, you can't really call them side knobs, kind of just an intermediate knob that kind of fades off the side of the carcass, doesn't even project at all in terms of off-camber grip. And then you've got the Wild XC, which that's the one that will make British riders' eyes light up when they see it. Because as you can see, it's got a much more open, blocky tread and some quite considerable side knobs on there. But if you're thinking this is going to be a really, really good tyre in the wet, have a look at how much of the moulding is still left on there, even after a fair amount of riding. Basically, it's still a very, very hard compound. I mean, there's a little bit of squeak in it, but it's a pretty hard, fast-rolling compound throughout. And it's the same compound used across all 3 tyres. So I was kind of expecting this to be a softer tyre, a grippier wet weather tyre, but it's still very, very fast. It's got a very high energy carcass. It's 2x152 TPI with then what they call cross shield puncture protection underneath the crown of it. And that's the same for all 3 tyres. So it's a very, very kind of energy efficient, feels quite bouncy, quite alive, and well, basically just feels fast. In particularly the Jet and the Force feels like you're getting a free gear when you put these things on, even compared to the kind of fastest Schwalbe and Maxxis and Specialized tyres. But even on this chunky tread, you know, again, very, very fast, but slightly sketchier, slightly more ricochet and rebound around, and the compound is definitely more suited to drier conditions, dry and loose, rather than sort of wet and moist like we get in this country. So if you're somewhere hot and sunny, then you should definitely be having a look at these tyres. Sizes vary from this Wild, which is the heaviest one, 750 grams, so again, not super light, and that's in this 225. There's a 235 as well. Then the Force comes in 225, as well as a kind of an old school 29 by 2.1, and then the Jet comes in a 225. So not a massive range, but it's not like you can get a 2.4 in all the sizes. So there's only really the Wild that's available in the larger size. And yeah, I'm not punctured this one. Not punctured this one. Oh, sorry, I should say weight. Force is actually the lightest at 710 grams for the 225, and then the Jet is 720 grams for the 225. But where is it? I know there's a hole in this one from where I went through a rocky stream a bit too quick. There we go. Yeah, you can see it's plugged there. I mean, it healed with a plug eventually, so, and it's not, you know, they're not ultra featherweight, scary light tyres, but you do have to treat them a bit more carefully than a full-blown trail tyre when it comes to rockier, more geologically aggressive terrain, which is the pompous phrase I used in a written review today. But like I say, you know, I'm a bit of a tyre obsessive. I've been reviewing them my whole damn professional career, and I love playing with new rubber. And if I was somewhere sunny, I'd be definitely looking at keeping these on. But for now, conditions are still changeable, so I'll probably, I mean, default setting is still Maxxis or Schwalbe, I would say, just because the kind of grip and connection and just the carcass feel you get with those tyres. But I'll also be trying out these new Vittoria Sierras, which are apparently more of a downcountry tyre, slightly heavier, slightly more robust, and in a 29 by 2.4. So keep your eyes peeled for the review of those once I get them onto my Scott. But for now, massive thanks to PTs, thanks to Giro Cycling, thanks to Crud, sponsoring the channel. Thanks to my patron supporters for subscribing on a monthly basis with a small pledge, and they get exclusive, extended and behind the scenes edits as a thank you. And they're ad free too. So if you really like what I'm doing with the channel, please consider sponsoring me on a monthly basis on Patreon. But subscribe, click the notifications, give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. And these have been the Michelins, but expect more reviews on Specialized, Maxxis, Continental and Schwalbe as I've got the tyres. The tyres are all on bikes in the background, so I just need to get around to talking about them. If you've got any more questions, get busy in the comments below. But for now, I've been Guy Kesterman on GuyKest TV, talking about the Michelin Racing Line XC2 tyre range.